These 11 questions are adapted from the book, The Financial Diet, A Total Beginner's Guide to Getting Good with Money. I started this habit of reviewing my expenses every month in 2020. And I do remember that I really struggled with showing up every month for these accountability sessions. Well, this is a vulnerable experience because essentially what you'll be doing is facing your financial mistakes head on at the end of every month. And so I do remember that some months I would pace around my living room trying to justify why I shouldn't show up for this activity. And I'm sure you will struggle with the same. When I take you through these 11 questions. My name is Agatha from the Wealth Tribe, and this is where we learn how to build wealth together. So these are the 11 questions you should use every month to review your expenses. Question 1. Which of the purchases this month were impulsive? Well, you know that impulse purchases, I'm sure impulse purchases is probably something you struggle with, and it's something that a majority of us struggle with. Even I used to struggle with this habit a few years ago. And so what happens is that when we make impulse purchases, we end up suffering from guilt, buyer's remorse, where you buy something, you go home, maybe you try it out, and then a few days later or a few weeks later, you feel very guilty for having purchased that item because probably you could not afford it, or you took a loan, or you took a mobile money loan in order for you to purchase this item. And so what happens is that by buying so many impulsive purchases throughout the month, you end up that you do not stick to your budget. And when you do not stick to your budget, when you overspend, again, the guilt keeps going on and on. And so this is a very important question. Imagine every month sitting down and asking yourself, out of the things, of course this works if you are in the habit of tracking your expenses, which is something that you should be doing. Buy something, track, or use an app. For example, I use the Toshil Finance app to track my expenses. And so, as I was saying, what happens is that if you do not stick to your budget at the end of every month, then you end up feeling guilty, and this is something you want to get rid of. This guilt every month, every single month, feeling bad for your financial choices. And so one way that I have benefited from asking myself this question is that it helps me maintain my minimalism. I like buying only things that add value to my life. And so by asking myself this question, it means that I do not end up with clutter in my house. And one thing I've noticed that when you have clutter in your house, once in a while you look at all the things you own and you'll be like, this used to be money. And I do not want you to get in that situation a lot. So ask yourself, which of the purchases every month were impulsive? And maybe you can tell me in the comment section about something you can see in your in your life that you bought impulsively, and then you later felt guilty about it. Question 2, to ask yourself at the end of every month, how many of your purchases have long-term value? I've noticed that especially for people who suffer from impulse purchases, or people who do not stick to a budget, and I'll link a customized budget tracker that you can get in the description. I've noticed that people who have this impulse purchase habit almost always end up buying so many things or accumulating so many things that do not have long-term value in their lives. So it's very important to remember that the same skills and the same mindset that got you where you are now are not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same mindset or the same skills that are going to get you where you want to be 5 years from now. And so when I talk about something that has long-term value, this could be a book, this could be an online course, this could be registering for your master's or enrolling for your master's or for your PhD. This could be such things. This could be joining a network maybe that you have to pay for that will elevate your life a year, 2 years, 3 years from now. And this could also be investments. Maybe right now at the moment you only put your money in a fixed deposit account in a bank account, which is a terrible idea. Now you could upgrade your life and start investing in money market funds, in treasury bills, in the stock market. So it's very important at the end of every month to ask yourself how many of your purchases this month had long-term value. And so maybe you could also tell me in the comment section which one purchase have you ever made in your life that you look at and you're like, yes, this has a long-term value in my life. This will serve me for many years to come. Question 3, which 3 things do you want to get rid of the next month? So this helps you. So if you made impulse purchases in your previous month or in the month that you're doing this review, you want to make sure that you do not repeat the same mistakes in the coming month. So if you bought new clothes, new shoes last month, which are one of the 2 most common things that people are addicted to, or you went out a lot last month, which is another common thing, you want to ask yourself this question so that you make sure that next month you do not keep repeating the same mistake. Remember that making even when you stick to your budget, even when you try really hard to stick to your budget, or even if you're disciplined in your finances, once in a while you will still make a financial mistake, and it's okay. Even I once in a while make a financial mistake. It's okay. But a flex I would like you to start having is correcting your mistakes fast. Don't stick there. Don't stick there in your mistakes. Correct it fast and move on. Make sure that the next month, the coming year, you don't keep making the same mistake. That is how you start feeling that you're making progress in your financial life and you're moving every month towards attaining financial freedom. Question 4, have any of the items that I bought gone on sale? So of course it has to buy something this month and then you walk into the same shop next month or see online that the thing is now retailing at 50% off. And so what you want to do is, this question helps you delay your gratification, because most of us want to get stuff here and now. You want a new phone, buy it. You want a new computer, buy it. You want to go on vacation, go, even if you cannot afford it. And so this asking yourself this question every month will help you delay your gratification. It will even encourage you to set up a sinking fund, and a sinking fund is a type of account where you set up to fund the things that you want to spend your money on. For example, like I said, a new phone and a vacation. And I would encourage you to set up your sinking fund in a money market fund, and I will link all just to money market fund in case this is the first time you're hearing about them. So always ask yourself, well, the items that I bought, have any of them gone on sale? Because this will remind you that yes, it's possible. For example, if you know there's something that usually goes on sale during the Valentine's period, or something that goes on sale during the Mother's Day period, or during Christmas time, then you can delay your gratification by deciding that I won't buy this thing in January because it will be on sale in December. I'll save money in my sinking fund and buy the thing cheaply in December. Question 5, how much did you spend eating out? Now, this is a challenge for a lot of us. You want to sherehe with your boys, chill with your girls, and then before you know it, you've spent 15,000 per month going out. You spent 20,000 per month and you cannot afford it. You probably fully sad, or you probably took a loan in order for you to afford your going out budget. And the truth is, most of the time, spending such huge amounts of money going out is unsustainable. Most of us cannot afford it. And so I'm not saying that going out is bad. It's not. But what you need to do is make sure you have a going out budget. So every month you should know that I can only afford to spend 5,000 shillings going out. I can only afford 10,000 shillings depending on how much income you make. And so asking yourself this question at the end of every month will help you self-regulate. It will help you decide that if this month I spend 15,000, I do not want to spend the same amount next month. And so you do better. Remember that getting good with money is about correcting your mistakes month after month, because it really will make you proud of yourself. Question 6, did you set concrete savings and investments goals, and did you meet them? So if last month that you had said, I will want to save 5,000 shillings for my emergency fund, it's important that at the end of this month you sit down and ask yourself, did you meet that goal? And it's very important to ask yourself this question, because once in a while I meet people who set their savings and investments goals based on what their friends are doing. And so when you ask yourself, did I set a concrete savings and investment goal, it means that you're setting a goal that only matters to you. It doesn't matter what everyone else is saving up for. It doesn't matter that everybody is buying a plot in Kamulu. If you want to save your money for the rest of the year in the stock market, you're going to do exactly that, because you know why that matters to you, and you know why those stocks matter in your investment portfolio. And one more thing I really love about asking myself this question, did I, as Agatha, set concrete and investment goals at the end of every month, and did I meet it, is that it eliminates a lot of my financial anxiety. Remember that each one of us, especially if you ever went through poverty in your childhood or even in your adulthood, every one of us has our own financial anxieties or our own financial struggles. And so when you set your goals in a way that helps you eliminate any or most of your financial anxieties, then you will probably, or not even probably, you will be proud of yourself. And so this question, when I answer yes and yes to this question, yes, I set concrete savings and investment goals and I met it, I'm like, yeah, I have eliminated a financial anxiety. And I wish the same for you. And you can do this by keeping yourself accountable, by asking yourself this question every end of the month. Question 7, going forward, what specifically are you saving up for? And so this question, if last month you had asked yourself this question and you said, I am specifically saving up for an emergency fund, and then a few months down the line you ask yourself this question and you realize that, yeah, I actually managed to save my emergency fund, you get to celebrate your milestones. You ask yourself this when you're like, yeah, I did it. And that is what exactly I want us to be celebrating every end of the month, when you celebrate your small wins, every end of the month when you review your expenses. And then one thing I also realized with asking myself this question every month is that it shows me a trend of what specifically matters to me, or rather it shows me how what matters to me changes over time. So for example, back in 2018 when I was struggling with debt, mobile money loans and my help loan, what really mattered to me at that point was getting rid of that debt, and later when I achieved my debt freedom in 2021, and I'll link that whole video, later when I did that, when I compare that period of time and now, that no longer matters to me because I no longer have debt. And so now what actually matters to me, and I keep repeating this, is matching my passive income to my monthly expenses. You see, these are two things that are worlds apart. One, you're struggling with debt and anxiety. Number two, you're trying to build your investments in a way that your passive income that you earn from your investment matches your monthly expenses. And so asking yourself this question constantly will show you your growth. It will show you what mattered to you 2 years ago, what matters to you now, and what do you think actually will matter to you a few years from now. So you have to keep asking yourself this question. And by the way, I actually have my notebook here, and I use it every month to answer these questions that I'm showing you in writing. So I actually write down my answers, and I realized that it helps to use a notebook, notebook and pen, to actually write down the answers to this question, because in that way you get to concentrate more, and then it becomes an active activity as opposed to a passive activity. And when it becomes an active activity, you actually become more accountable and serious to yourself. And again, seeing a record, for example, this book has my answers answers of these questions in my 2020 answers, my 2021 answers, and now I'm still using the same book in 2021. It's a beautiful thing to see my progress, and I wish the same to you. And then question 8, how much do you need to save every month to meet the goal? So remember question 7 was going forward, what are you specifically saving up for? So if you decide, for example, you want to save up $1,000 worth of an emergency fund, then for question 8, all you simply need to do is take $1,000. Let's say you've decided that you want to save this emergency fund in the next 6 months. So $1,000 divided by 6, that will give you around $166.67 that you need to be saving every month towards your emergency fund. And so asking yourself this question, how much do you need to save every month to meet this goal? What you'll be doing is that you'll be breaking your goal into smaller, manageable amounts. Because most of the time when we think of the big goal of, saving $1 million worth of emergency fund, we get scared. And most of the time when we get scared of such big goals, we end up not doing them. But breaking our goals into small, manageable bits makes it easy for us to move towards attaining financial independence, financial freedom, whichever one matters to you at the end, at the end of every year. Question 9, a very important one. What is the one tangible way you can increase your income in the next 6 months? Think about it. How can you increase your income in the next 6 months? So in one of my favorite personal finance books, it's called The Richest Man in Babylon. I almost forgot. The Richest Man in Babylon. That small yellow book. One of the 7 cures to a lean purse is increase thy ability to earn. One of the 7 cures to getting wealthy is increasing your ability to earn. And so asking yourself this question at the end of every month inspires you to do more and be more. It makes you realize that if currently you're earning only 30,000 per month or 50,000 per month, you can do more and be more. Because what you're doing is, when you ask yourself this question, is that you will write down, actually, this is one of those very important questions, and you need to write down, actually, how are you going to increase your income in the next coming month? So you can start a side hustle, for example, a side hustle based on your skill set and strengths. So for example, for me in 2020, I had a 9-to-5 job. I started my blog, thewealthtribe.com, and I told myself, you know what, I'm going to be consistent with producing content, with writing awesome blog posts every Thursday, and I'm going to give myself a year to consistently do this. And after doing that, I'm going to join affiliate marketing, and affiliate marketing is where you sell other people's products. And so by being consistent for a whole year, it means I will have built a tribe. And thank you so much for being part of the Wealth Tribe. I'll have built a tribe that believes in what I do, that believes in my advice. And by this, if I can join affiliate marketing, I can help identify good products or good services by bigger brands that I can sell to my audience. And that is exactly what I did. And I also told myself, you know what, if I stay consistent, then it means that after a year, I can add some ads to my blog or to my website so that I can earn passive income. And that has happened. So every month I earn passive income from my blog through affiliate marketing, through the ads. And I also added a new income source after starting my blog, which is one-on-one coaching, which is something I do. So if you do actually need help with getting better with your money, I will leave my link to my financial coaching page, and you can always book a session. And question 10 of the questions, did I put look at me repeating myself, did I put money towards something I genuinely care about? Did you actually put money towards something you genuinely care about? Well, while we are here talking about financial freedom, getting better with money, earning more money every month, it's also very, very important to see yourself as part of the larger whole, and to be empathetic to other people's situations. And this can be a stranger, a family member, or even a friend. So if you have a friend, for example, who is struggling to make end meet, and they open up to you, or you observe, it's very important for you to put money towards that as a cause, because it's very important for you to be empathetic towards other people. So financial freedom is not just amassing wealth for yourself, and this is one of the reasons why all these conversations about billionaires ask me, and and we will have that conversation one day. But the point is, financial freedom is not just about accumulating money for yourself. It's also putting yourself in a position where you can elevate other people. And so, yeah, you can do this: help a friend, donate towards a charity or a cause that you really care about. Yeah, basically do that. So it's important every month to ask yourself, did you actually do it? Did you play a part in making the world a better place? And question 11, how much money did you make from your side hustles? Tracking your expenses is as important as tracking your incomes, because I've interacted with people who have, for example, a 9-to-5 job, and then they have other incomes, like they have an apartment where they're a landlord, or somebody I met recently who has a tuk-tuk, and so the tuk-tuk brings her like 300 shillings at the end of the month. Or you have invested in bonds, and you know it's this dividend season and you earn dividends from it. But a lot of people only have clarity on how much money they make from their 9-to-5 jobs, but they have no clue how much money they make from their side hustles. And so, you know, the only way to know if you're living below your means, within your means, or above your means is tracking your incomes and calculating the difference, getting the total and calculating the difference between your income and your expenses. So if you do your income minus your expenses and you find it's a negative, then you're probably funding your life with debt, and that's a dangerous place to be. So it's very important to ask yourself, how much do you make from your side hustles? And so just like I said in the beginning of this video, is that this is, as you can see, these are very personal questions, and these are not even the kind of questions that you can ask a stranger. These are the questions that I only ask my friends or people that I coach. But you have my permission to use these questions. Of course, that's why I'm doing this video, to use these questions to review your expenses every month. And so, like I said in the beginning, these are very vulnerable process. And something I realized that really helps me is setting a calendar reminder. And so every end of the month, I have this calendar reminder that pops up on my phone. It's like, hi Agatha, how was your expenditure this month? You know, and so when I see this reminder, it's a cue for me to sit down and actually be accountable and show up. And by having this calendar reminder, it means that it has helped me not procrastinate, you know, to beat the procrastination of this habit. And then with time, you know, as I said, I've done this process in 2020, 2021, and this is 2022, and I'm still sticking with this habit. Yay. And I do hope that after a year or so, after a few months actually, you'll come back to this video and tell me that you're actually doing this for yourself. So with time, as I was saying, I realized that this process, showing up for these accountability sessions, is a major boost in my self-esteem and in gaining clarity about what matters to me and what doesn't. And that is one of the most important hacks when it comes to financial freedom: getting very clear, very, very clear about what matters to you and what doesn't. Thank you for watching this video. While you're here, please hit the subscribe button, and see you in the next major video. Welcome to the Wealth Tribe.